welcome to our first YouTube channel show. So we wanted to do this show because people on Long Island who are over 50, women, we have a lot of problems finding dates. And my sister here is dressed.
Yes.
She's getting ready for her date tonight.
Right.
And we're looking at the outfit now to make sure that it is
age
appropriate. I think it's age appropriate. I think it's good because usually you dress a little slutty.
Okay.
And we don't like that. And you don't want to set off the wrong impression if you're looking a little slutty. I've seen the leather pants, snake boots. Never a good look for a first date. I don't think. But I think it's good. The hair is not bad. Not too much makeup, just enough. You know, not enough, and you know, not bad. I think this is a pretty good. Honestly, I think, and I'm pretty prudish, so I think this is a pretty
you know, this I go out
outfit.
with all different types of men, as you know. This particular man is a mechanic, so I didn't want to overpower him. You know, with an outfit that maybe wouldn't be appropriate, so I figured jeans. He's probably used to jeans
because he's a mechanic,
right? Boots, they're not too high. A little, you know, not too much with the jewelry, you know, just a little bit. And honestly, it's the first date, and I have the usual nerves. I've had a lot of bad experiences.
Yeah, so like, I know. You've always told me so many stories about it. What are you nervous about? I mean, I know you have certain problems with people wearing sweatpants. I know you had a problem with a guy that had weird teeth that shocked you in some way.
There's usually something awry.
Give her to somebody else. I ask for a man.
Tell me a little bit about the guy that surprised you with the teeth.
Yeah. Well, I do tend to like younger men, I do admit it, because I find when men on Long Island, sometimes, not just the island, over 50, they tend to go to hell in a handbasket pretty quickly, but yet they do want a 30-year-old trophy wife who is a size 2 when they have a belly that looks like they're in their 3rd trimester and they're being wheeled into the OR. So that's how men, I think, treat women, and I had an ex-boyfriend of mine who would say that all women have a shelf life, and once the shelf life, you know, it reaches its peak, you're basically done. So you're kind of worthless. So I think that's unfortunately how some men possibly think of us.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
You know, I have tried the younger men, which we call the cubs, as you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had good and bad experience with them. This particular one was a cub. I'm 55. He was 37. This was about a year or two ago, and he was a lovely person, except he had some sort of a malformation with the teeth. So instead of having like normal teeth on the bottom, he probably had about 20 or so in the space of where 3 should have been.
What do you mean 20 where 3 should have been?
Like,
were they chiclets?
Were
they small?
They were chiclets. They were not even baby teeth. They were smaller than baby teeth.
How can they be smaller
than
baby teeth?
I think maybe
you got to draw this.
something
I'm sorry.
at birth.
All right.
But he was a lovely cub.
All right. And this is a mouth. Okay. Here are upper teeth.
Right.
So here are upper teeth, the normal teeth, and here's like the tongue in here.
Right.
Now draw the bottom. I don't understand. I mean, did he have double rows of teeth like a shark?
No, it was almost like...
Because sharks have double rows of teeth.
It was almost...
They do.
It was almost like that. But for instance, let's say this is the mouth, right? So instead of having the normal bottom teeth, as you would say, okay? So his bottom teeth. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get beyond it. I just couldn't get beyond it.
He was a nice guy, you said.
He was a wonderful person. So here were the bottom of the teeth. So he had like maybe 2 normal ones on each side. And then he had something like this.
No.
Kind of like in the middle. Where maybe there were 20 or 30, I'm not really sure.
But could there be 20 or 30 in the middle?
I'm telling you there were. In the span of where maybe he would have had 4 or 5 adults. This was never anything that we discussed, of course, but every single time he spoke to me, that is exactly where I went.
Yeah,
and I was not able to get beyond that.
That was that. Well, you recently Didn't you tell me earlier that, you know, you did have a marriage proposal
Yes,
recently?
yes, and I've been dating probably about 7-8 years, and this is the only marriage proposal I've received. But the negative part is he is homeless and he lives in his car.
Они вроде есть народы.
Но выходит, сейчас посмотрим.
Which is
Lives in
about,
his car.
yeah, he bought a BMW over the summer. I think it's about 20 years old. And I didn't realize until he was flipped out that he couldn't find his car one day. And I said, okay, call the police, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have everything I own in there. I said, what are you talking about? My clothes, my possessions, my this, my that. I said, I don't understand. Well, it's a long story. I'm kind of in and out of the car, in and out of hotels. He goes, but I'd love to take the ferry. He lived in Connecticut with a ring and come over and make you my bride.
And that's the only proposal.
That's the only proposal for marriage, anyway. I've had other proposals.
I can imagine.
I've had a lot of dominatrix interest for some reason. Maybe it's the leather pants. I'm not sure.
Wasn't there one man, I think I remember you saying he was a cub, and that he as long as you whipped him, he could clean your house naked.
Yeah.
And I said, send him over to my house because
Yeah.
of all the dog hair
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
had.
He
And
wanted
I would be
to,
happy if he would clean my house.
He wanted to clean my house in a diaper.
A diaper.
And be whipped if he didn't do a sufficient job. And
Pampers or one that you put like the safety pins on?
I'm not sure, but that was his kink. And I said,
This is
it's time.
sickness. This is sickness.
Yeah, I said, I already have a cleaning lady, but thanks for the offer. And that was pretty much that one. He was 19 and he was a PhD student at Stony Brook. Okay, so that was that particular cub, and that was a couple of years
And
ago.
that school is so nasty about letting people get in that school.
Yeah.
They want to be so highbrow.
Exactly.
And
so,
that's who they let in.
yeah, so that
really.
was his kink thing. I've had many men, they want to be beaten, they want to beat me.
You can tell she's angry, can't you?
It's usually one or the other. I'm not sure why. So I really, when men ask me nowadays, what are you looking for? I say, normal, nice, with a job.
Because I know that you name a lot of your boyfriends. Didn't he have something to do with a foot fetish? Was he
yes.
the guy that
Yeah.
you had to take a picture of your shoes in the parking garage for him?
Yeah. He had a thing about feet, toes. First of all, they always had to be polished. I always had to get the pedicure before I went out with him. And not only that, when we weren't together, he would give me these rules. I want your feet in pumps, stilettos, open-toe sandals, flats, bare feet. So that was the scenario with him. And he just loved the feet more than anyone I've ever met in my life. I don't know why. I had another man similar, but it was the hands. That you had to show him your hands and the palms and also the bottom of your feet. Not the top, but he wanted to see the bottom of your feet.
Was he checking to see if you were clean?
I think maybe, or if you had any calluses or anything like that. He had a fetish regarding the
So if
bottom
you had a
of your
callus,
You're done.
it's
Yeah.
game over.
No, and he was very handsome. He worked at a top accounting firm in Manhattan, and he was very, very, very attractive.
Ese hombre era muchísimo más.
I think he was divorced once or twice. So, yes,
Interesting.
I've had a lot of crazies. I've had people give me readings, on the first date, who have supposedly ESP and
What?
talk to the dead. Yeah, I had that. I'm done.
So let's talk about tonight. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, you like to have a backup plan and things like that. And like I said, I remember one time you calling me. You called me from the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I had to make up an excuse that one of your kids had a fever and you had to come home.
Right.
Why did, I don't remember what was that
Right.
going on, but women
That-
should be prepared.
Women have to
have
be
a backup.
prepared. They have to have people to call them in case of an emergency.
And what was the emergency?
This particular gentleman, whatever, the minute I met him, he started with the dirty talk before we even got an appetizer. It was over the summer. I had a dress on.
Oh, let's see, what a pretty dress. Oh, how beautiful you look tonight.
And this was going back a bunch of years ago. And while I'm talking to the bartender ordering a drink, he just slipped his hand up the dress, okay, and got a feel under there.
Before the appetizer.
Before the appetizer and before the Cosmo. You know, it might have been acceptable after 4 Cosmos and maybe a filet mignon.
Because maybe you were like, you know, dulled out at that point.
Yeah.
You didn't even realize
You didn't realize what it was.
Especially if you had small hands.
Yeah. But this was immediately up the dress and that kind of thing. So I ran down the bathroom, I called you, I remember, and then you called me back on the cell phone in 10 minutes, and we were role-playing that my son had a fever, and I had to hightail out of there.
Yeah, I remember that now. It's coming back to me. I remember I just kept saying, blah, 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 he's got the fever, and you were almost laughing at the table with the guy, and then you had to say goodbye to him. But that was,
Yeah.
So that was so tonight, you're set, though. You think it's going to be okay. You're going to leave.
Set.
You're driving there.
I'm driving there. I never have them pick me up at the house.
No, a big mistake. Never have them know where you
No.
live. They could stalk you.
Yeah.
You really don't know.
So, I mean, you know what? I have a good vibe about this guy tonight.
Okay.
There's been no dirty talk so far,
Which is good, which is
they
key.
like to escalate immediately. What are
Okay.
you wearing? You know, and then it goes, you know,
Okay.
they send the pictures. I don't know if I can say this on the channel, but we all know what kind of pictures
Yeah, it's
they
terrible.
send.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't done any of that so far. So I'm hoping for the best.
Okay.
And, you know, I hope I look appropriate, not slutty, age appropriate, attractive. You know, I am 55. So I'm hoping that it goes well.
Okay.
Depending
So
on
thanks
this-
for listening to our first YouTube channel. We hope that you get something out of this, that you understand if you're out there and if you're a woman and you understand if you're going through the same thing. And, you know, but the thing is, you know, we have to talk about it, we have to laugh about it.
Right.
Because
We have to laugh.
some
so,
people
you know,
out there are really crazy, and probably a lot of women, we want to hear your stories too. So, see you later, and thanks for watching.